Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition here of the Game Replays Heroes of Newerth cast. Today we are live with the CyberGamer Australia Grand Finals of the S2 Open Ladder that they've been hosting. So, we have gotten a long way since round number 1, the round of 16, but we've played all the way through the quarters, the semis, and now we're here at the finals with both Team SureFire Gaming as well as We Always Slay Pinoys. I think I say that right, but I could be wrong. Either way, these guys, they were matched up in the round of 16. Team SureFire Gaming, they did take the lead. They're actually undefeated right now in the entire bracket for the ladder. And once again, Wasp has risen from the ashes and coming here to claim either first or second place. We're going to have to really keep an eye on both teams. As I said last time, a little bit of momentum here for Team SureFire Gaming as they did win in their previous matchup against Wasp. But, it's the finals, money's on the line, and that's when some crazy stuff can happen. So, tonight I am the Four Court Jester. Streaming with us is Riddick, and with me on the microphone, Simba. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Well, it's 3:52 in the morning, and we're casting, so you know it's a good night.
Doing amazingly, I take it.
Well,
who wouldn't want to be up at 3:52 in the morning?
A little bit of caffeine, a little bit of chocolate, whatever gets you through. So, we do have the bands here, Simba. Would you be so kind to go through them for us?
Yeah, we've got Sandwraith, Soulstealer, Bombardier, Repulsor, Thunderbringer, Witch Slayer, Gladiator, and Tundra. All pretty straightforward heroes. Nothing you really would be surprised to have banned, standard stuff. And can't really predict what these lineups are going to be, but it looks like at this current moment we got We Slay Pinoys going for some sort of physical heavy lineup with tSFg going for something focused more around a Hellbringer.
Well, Hellbringer does have that awesome initiation tool of his ultimate, that Malphus coming down and just lighting people on fire. Now, we do see the Pharaoh as well as the Andromeda picked up for We Slay Pinoys, and a little bit of a right-click there on Deal With It Slicks, who looks to be the ringer here, and PSR of 2048. I think that's the highest PSR here. It's still pretty impressive to have a ringer from Deal With It, but I believe Slicks is Australian anyways, and he may or may not go Pestilence.
Yeah, it is.
As we wait. Dun dun dun. Anyways, right now, Team SureFire Gaming, they do have that Hellbringer, as you said, with a Madman Glacius. Now, I do know Empath just came out, and right now, he is, she is auto-banned. No Empath. We're not going to be seeing an Empath, so Glacius will be the only person with that global aura. And Simba, you're lagging. Can you hear me? Is that good?
I can't hear you. I think I am good now. I was just having a little bit of an issue there.
I can hear you. Are we good? Okay, great. So
yes.
Last I heard from you, we were talking about Hellbringer, and now it does look like we have some picks. So, what did we just have happen here?
Well, the only thing that changed was the Voodoo Jester for Nom Nom, and I guess Magebane as well swapped, which is surprising. You don't really see Magebane very often, but I kind of like him as a hero. He's got a lot of mobility, and that ult is very powerful if you got a high mana or a high mana hero like Hellbringer who dumps it all really fast. If you get a good, well-placed ult, especially, which is not too difficult to do with a Pharaoh leading up and some Mummy Wall, something like that, you can blow up their whole team at the same time. And now we've got, looks like, Defiler and Slither as the last two picks for tSFg, which pretty good picks. Glacius, Madman, got a lot of harass there. Hellbringer's a lot of harass. Slither's a lot of harass, so should be tough to see if We Always Slay Pinoys can keep up the regen enough to stay in the lanes.
just taking a quick look here at SureFire Gaming's lineup, I mean, as you said, there is a lot of harass there, but it's also a very push-heavy team. I mean, Slither with his wards in one lane, Defiler and her Unholy Expulsion in another, and even a little bit, you could even say the Malphus could tank the towers a little bit as well. So they have a very push-heavy, push-centric kind of lineup. I wonder if that's going to serve them well here in this last matchup. Wretched Hag is the one that just picked up here for Wasp, and that's going to complete their lineup. Not exactly the super intensive physical, complementary set that we saw there, but the Voodoo Jester Ultimate, that is physical damage to go well with that Magebane and Pharaoh, and we're going to have to see which team comes out on top here.
Yeah, you're right. That Wretched Hag as a last pick was a good choice because, like you said, it's probably going to be a very push-heavy team, a push-centric team, but it's also a fairly brittle team. I mean, you get some HP on Defiler, but until you do, she's got none. Same thing with Hellbringer. And Glacius and Slither, needless to say, and Madman also very, very squishy. So it could turn bad for him.
Well, of course, you will have to keep good care and good communication with your teammate. Just a little bit of a prediction there. Fives is one of the admins, I believe, him and Ryshak here. But yeah, I mean, it comes down to good teamwork, good communication, and I mean, even the squishy glass cannons can be used to great effect as, if you protect them well. Otherwise, yeah, they kind of shatter, break, and your entire lineup is borked, as we do have the competitive pause right off the bat.
Yes, we do. Not too much action going on because it's paused. And you can look at some decent, starting items. That's always fun to do. We see a, looks like someone, Slither, possible Ring of the Teacher. I'm a big fan of that item. Armor auras, I think, are fairly underrated in a game like this because armor is just fantastic, and it is essentially 18% more HP when you have 3 more points of armor.
You don't hear a lot of people talk about armor that way, as it extends your hit point pool by reducing damage. It's kind of refreshing to hear it from that. I haven't heard people describe that like that since World of Warcraft days.
You see it sometimes. There was some, especially back in Dota when everybody was, ankle deep into the mechanics of the thing. You had all sorts of guides about ridiculously well done math about exactly how much a point of armor gives you versus, a stout shield and a vanguard being a helm of the Black Legion. And, yeah, there were some really, actually, I don't know where they are, but they're always good to go back and read because they do translate over very well to HoN.
Well, it is kind of built upon the foundation there of Dota. Defiler does look very prominent right now to take the mid lane, and I have to think that it's going to be going up against, I don't know, Pharaoh or Wretched Hag. Wretched Hag's a good candidate for a long lane, but I don't know, the tri-laning potential, is it there? Like, are we going to be seeing tri-lanes holding this Magebane's hand? Are we going to see it holding this Madman's hand? Actually, it's very possible to see it with the Madman.
I think it'd be more possible for this Magebane, and Andromeda, Voodoo Jester, and Magebane would just have such potential. And you got Pharaoh could solo the middle lane, and Wretched Hag could take either. Well, I guess it looks like the short lane because Magebane looks like he's already heading down bottom, and so I'm not really sure. Could see a tri lane from tSFg, but I don't know.
With a dot from the Hellbringer and the Glacius slow, I think that's just great fodder for a Madman, especially a Freddy Krueger Madman.
Yeah, you are right. They could do that. Slither is indeed a very strong solo, but we'll have to see. It looks like they're all 5 headed towards bottom rune, try to get some action. And I think we are definitely going to see some, because we have both teams headed towards bottom rune.
5 5-on-5 right off the bat, and out goes the wing carrier. Scout, my little minion, scout. But they're scouting the wrong way. We are going to have Magebane. He's going to have the high ground advantage. They're easily going to say this Hellbringer. And yes, the bait has been taken. He jumps right in there, and now he has to run quite the opposite direction. Out come the mummy walls, and that is going to be trapping. But I think the trapping was actually more of a detriment than anything. This is going to be really bad looking for Nom Nom, as it might be the first blood. But you know, he goes right into the forest. That's not going to matter at all to this Madman. He gets that stock off for that first blood. Who's going to be the second blood? Most likely this Andromeda, as she goes down as well. Early lead for tSFg. They're still doing some body blocking here on the Voodoo Jester. Voodoo Jester trying his best to take out the Slither. Not going to happen. And wow, that did not go at all for the Wasp in any stretch of the imagination.
No, it certainly did not. You know, that Magebane blinked in, he tried to get that good block going, and it was a nasty surprise for him when he got 4 ranged heroes attacking him up off that cliff. And I bet he was not too happy about that.
That's the fun thing about a Magebane, blink at level 1. So yeah, he survived, and 3 of his teammates took the fall. Maybe even Pharaoh going to be joining that, but no, he got out of that. Alright, he should be able to get out. So, deaths now accumulated on the Voodoo Jester, the Pharaoh, as well as the Andromeda. So the 2 support up top for the Magebane are definitely already at a disadvantage. Does look like Slither's going to be entertaining the crew up top, and he has the poison spray. Now, you were mentioning a Ring of the Teacher a little bit earlier. That kind of tells me he might be going not for an immediate Helm of the Black Legion, which probably means a ward push build.
Yeah, you're probably right. Possible Gnomes. Gnomes goes great with a mana-heavy intensive push build. But I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised about this Pharaoh bot. I'd have just assumed they would have put Hag down there. And see, it's not working out too well for him. Not surprisingly. It's a melee lane, and then again, it's not working out too well for Slither up top either. So we'll see.
Well, at least he has a little bit of range to go with it, as well as some poison dottage. In the mid, we do have the matchup of the Defiler versus the Wretched Hag, and they're already going at it pretty heavy. I mean, the level 3 each, and as you did say down south, the Pharaoh is just not really doing that stellar against both the Madman, the Glacius, as well as the Helmbringer. Even some creep pulling going on. There's no wards down here, and look, they're in the mid. Defiler dropping a little bit of health there, is going to get off that wave of death right onto the Wretched Hag. Oh, it's 25 hit points. Look at how close that call was.
A bit of a poor choice for Wretched Hag, because the Defiler got her bottle in the middle of that fight, and Wretched Hag does not have hers yet. So that should... I believe it's coming out now. It is coming out now. Just only set her back just a bit. But a bit's just enough when you got a lane that is that close.
And
a little bit of action down there at the Rune. Hag racing to the haste, and she snatches it and dodges the wave.
Dodges, or maybe just didn't reach it, but yeah, right now with a haste rune, she should easily be able to keep Defiler at bay. We did have a little bit of harass going down on top with the Slither. The tri-lane got a little offensive there. Again, there's no wards here blocking creep camp, so both the tri-lanes have actually been able to pull back and forth, but we do see a little bit of a switch up here. Slither has called in the big guns, and well, at least the brittle guns at this point. The Hellbringer and the Glacius have both come upstairs to assist, and we do have a ward right there, ward of sight at the top to prevent any kind of possible ganks. Now we do of course have the ward of sight from Betch here, the very offensive ward of sight, because they really did want to go in on the Slither, and that's kind of goes back and forth. So right now we do have the tri-lane button heads up against the other one up top.
Yeah, we do. We got a little bit of action going on there, and it just started. Voodoo Slither going on Voodoo. Voodoo stunning, and following his slip. Voodoo got denied, poison denied. Andro made it away. Slither made it away. Very bad turn for We Always Slay Pinoys. And also a little bit of action we missed going down bot. Madman trying to take something out on Pharaoh, but wasn't too effective. Pharaoh just popping his Hellfire and walking away.
Well, physical DPS versus physical DPS. I have to say though that the Pharaoh does have that Iron Buckler, a little bit of stats, as well as just that natural armor of his, but might not actually matter right now as he's going to get caught in the mummy wall. Not the best idea to do that right there, and there goes Roger Dodger with a smackdown. So his best fresh pro impression going down there.
Yeah, no, he's butting his head against his keyboard right now. He used that mummy wall to try to get away and pop his health potion, and just barely a quarter, tenth of an inch too close. That Madman got inside. It didn't turn out too well for the Pharaoh.
You should never extend your door to a Freddy Krueger. I've noticed that during Halloween. Just don't want to do it. So yeah, right now, big advantage going down for level 6 Roger Dodger, who has 3 kills under his belt in 5 minutes. So right now he's in a good spot.
A much better spot than this Magebane. Although Magebane has had significant free farm, 3 kills and free farm, a little bit more. So we see the Madman with a slight gold advantage here, but Magebane, possibly the deadlier carry, could go either way. Still, we never know.
Well, speaking of deadly carries, down goes Class in the mid with a bitch slap from Slicks. He's getting into it.
A little bit of action going up top. Stun on Glacius. Magebane blinks in, follow up with a Voodoo stun. Can they save him? No, they cannot. They are chasing down Andro. They have taken out Andro. Hellbringer 2 possibly. Hellbringer goes down. And the army of neutral creeps just getting in on the action.
Speaking of action, Madman down south, double damage rune, takes out Slicks. A little bit of retaliatory action going down from his. Out goes the cask on the Voodoo Jester, from the Voodoo Jester. Slither is definitely going to be hurting here right now. Magebane is poisoned. The Pharaoh had a snot rocket for some reason, but it's not actually going to matter at all, as it does look like Slither going down. Magebane couldn't quite catch him, but we do have boots there on the Voodoo Jester, as opposed to Magebane. So, yep, caught up, got the kill. 7-4 now, 7 minutes into the game. Both teams really going at it.
Yes, they are. Very, very active game. These are always way more fun to watch than a game, a farm fest. Which, even Bot, you'd expect Bot would just be a farm fest, but it's not. Roger Dodger not giving this Pharaoh a moment's rest. Every time he gets close, he just tries to rip his head off. Stalks through, and then, I'm sure he's going to have nightmares about it tonight, for obvious reasons.
Freddy Krueger denying my creeps, denying my farm. Yep, I can see where that could go. But yeah, right now 8-6. Oh, there goes the barrel roll and the stock, but no, he's not going to chase through that tower. He might be level 8, he might be doing really well, but he's not invincible. So yeah, wisely backs off there. But just all this harass going on in the Pharaoh. He's going to be forced back to town, catching an Andromeda out in the open. Andromeda's going to get off that comet to no real avail, as she goes down 3-1, and she's a squishy hero. But look at this, we do have Roger now in the mid. That Madman using, Madman already has himself that Helm of the Black Legion. So, oh wow, he is exceptional right now at 410 gold a minute, top gold of the minute of the game. That's a lot of gold.
Some action going on up top. Glacius trying to jump on the Voodoo Jester. They turn it around on him. Slither and Hellbringer still there, getting chased down by the Pharaoh. Looks like, nope, they all escape, although Yellow got caught between the creeps and a angry Magebane. Unfortunate for him.
We also had the Voodoo Jester go down to the poison dot from both the Slither as well as the Hellbringer, and we tried to deny it. Pinor here, he tried so very hard as he jumps there into Slither, but a little bit of a good lane change. Having Pharaoh up there really turned the tides in that fight, but they were not able to get that deny off, so another kill racked up. Right now we do have a lot of dot damage, don't we? We do have Glacius, when he can Ice Imprison, that effectively acts as a dot as well as a disable, as well as then you throw in the Poison Spray as well as the Hellbringer. That's a lot of damage to over time.
Yeah, absolutely. It ties into their harassive role, which didn't actually get. There hasn't really been too much harass. It's mostly been just a lot of straight up no holds bars, blow trading, and somebody pretty much walks away and somebody doesn't from just about everything we've had. So no real harass put to use, even if they do have that harassive lane. But yes, you are correct. There's a lot of dot there. But then again, we've got Voodoo Jester, quite possibly the best damage over time spell in the game. I'd be willing to say.
A little bit of harass coming down here from Roger. Now, as I said, we do have a bit of a lane swap up down south. Wretched Hag was covering for Pharaoh. Pharaoh's actually down here now. Gives Wretched Hag a potion. She'll probably be going back mid. And mid is actually like a ghost town right now. There's nobody at all there. Got to be playing a little careful here. Roger is not going to get that rune, but he is going to find this Pharaoh. And I'm not too sure Pharaoh actually saw him. Yeah, he definitely saw him. Wretched Hag and a Pharaoh is nothing you really want to cross in a dark alley. So he's going to be backing off. And right now, it looks like everyone's going to be, settling back into their groove. So 10 minutes, 35 seconds in, 9 kills to 5 right now. SureFire Gaming still with a pretty decent lead, 500 experience, 1,000 gold, and no towers right now. Tower count is purely 11-11. So, I don't know. We said they maybe have a pushing team. Haven't really seen that much pushing going on.
No.
You kind of said something and then you kind of cut out. You still there, Simba? Mr. Simba. Maybe you have to get you to restart your vent.
There isn't really that much going on at this moment. But yeah, as you said, they're in a bit of a lead. But it's not exactly too extensive of a lead. 1,000 gold split between 5 people is not really anything to write home about. So it's definitely anybody's game, and this Defiler has been pretty. Oh, we got.
Sorry for that, folks. We're just gonna quickly restart vent here.
Lane.
All right, sorry about that, folks. It looks like vent, Australian plus vent plus Canada and America. It's good times.
Possible action going on mid. Andrew coming in from behind. Hag blinking on Defiler. Pharaoh catching her in the mummy wall. Will she go down? Looks like she gets away just barely, killing the Pharaoh in the process. And that was an unsuccessful gank. Purple also went down. I'm sorry, not purple. Light blue. The Hag.
Yeah, they definitely went for a huge tower dive right there. A little bit of action has gone on during our leg venting. We did get a triple kill out there in the time before, and now, I mean, with that under their belt, it looks like they really wanted to get this mid tower, so they jumped right in, but it might backfire. We do got the unholy explosion here, and there goes the Pharaoh mummy wall. This is actually not going to be looking very good for Defiler at all, but those ghosts can really do a big number. Who else goes down? It is Glacius Man of Ice falling into chunks. We do have Freddy Krueger, though, with no mana at all. Look at that. Not too sure he's actually going to get out of this one unscathed. But, no, he does get the stock. Not quite far enough, right into the Pharaoh mummy wall. And, it looks ugly for him as he goes down as well. That was a 3-for-0 exchange in favor of Wasp that round. Simba. Gotta love ventrilo.
I believe so. Am I caught up to you now? Are we hearing me?
Yep, I heard that. That's good enough, I think.
Okay, that's good. I hope I wasn't talking over you, because you weren't talking, so I started talking, and then I hear you start talking about the fight that went on mid with Pharaoh, and a mess. And we got Pharaoh sending out images. Looks like bait. Possible action going on. Madman TPing bottom. They're not going to be able to kill the Hag even if they try.
I don't know. After he does that Flash of Darkness, that's a 6-second window to utilize. But no, it does look like Rogers is going to be farming up a little bit. His gold per minute has actually really dropped a lot. It was up to 410. Now it's down to the 310 range after that death. It does look like big push here going in the mid. That tower is definitely toast. And a Malphus on top of the Pharaoh. That's going to be a big kill right there. Oh, look at that ultimate right onto the Glacius. Glacius going to be trying to get off a lot of his slow, but not going to be enough. Wretched Hag takes him out. Slicks now up to 5-2 score. There goes a swap from Andromeda, is going to be grabbing that Defiler. No problem, and now Magebane not going to be enough to chase down that Slither, and Voodoo Jester gets out at 50 hit points. That Malphus just was not enough to finish him off.
We got still Madman farming bottom. A little bit of Slither in the jungle with some Malphus helping out. Always gotta love the Malphus jungling. He's a very good jungler.
Well, 900 hit points. He's definitely leagues above everyone except Madman. Madman actually has 1,400 hit points thanks to his Helm of the Black Legion and his Strength Steam Boots. He's actually the beefiest person here. 1,400, wow.
Yeah, no, he did get that Helm of the Black Legion very quickly, which is Magebane chose not to get a Helm of the Black Legion, which is very surprising for such a squishy hero like Magebane. And I mean, they are a fairly magic damage heavy team, you know, Slither, Glacius, Hellbringer. Defiler and Madman, I guess, they're only physical damage, but Defiler this early is still primarily a magic damage hero. And I would expect at least a bit of HP from this Magebane if he wants to stay competitive. But he did get a fast Runed Axe, and that'll help him farm whatever else he's planning to farm that much quicker. A bit of action going up top. Voodoo Jester with the stun, Pharaoh with the ult. Andrew swapping him out of the ult. Well, they still get him anyways. Pharaoh goes down to Defiler, Madman. Hag not enough to turn the tides, and they trade 1 for 1.
I think it's a little bit more important to note here that they did get the Pharaoh, who was one of the solo heroes, whereas we only took out a Hellbringer, which is kind of, you know, one of those support tri-laning heroes. So big advantage for that 1 versus 1, I think. 14-14 though. I mean, we're all caught up, and the pressure is not up at all. Defiler in the tower range. That Unholy Expulsion didn't really do that well, but look at that Slither ultimate catching both the Magebane as well as the Voodoo Jester. Magebane gets out. Is he going to be enough? Yes, he will get out of that. All right, and now tower is up for grabs right now as it's about to go down. Boom. There we go.
Another thing I want to point out is that this Slither, if you notice, let the Legion get the kill on that tower. He could have easily just last hit it, and you see a lot of players try to do that. They just last hit the tower. You know, they want that extra bit of gold, but if you let the Legion get the kill on that tower, it's more gold for everyone. It's more total gold. So that's something to take into consideration. Plus, you know, Slither not a carry. Wants Madman to get as much gold as possible. So very good move on his part.
Just as we talk about the Slither, I mean, right now his build is 1-3-3. So the 3 toxicity, 3 ward, so it is going to be, you know, a pretty standard toxicity and ward build. I mean, level 1 slow gives you the maximum amount of slow that you're going to get. Past that is just extra damage, so I mean, he's definitely a know-how player. Chickenry? Chickenry. I'm going to call him Chickenry. Slither.
That's chicanery. I'm not sure what it means, but I know it's a word. Chicanery. That's old people word. Old people use it.
An old people word. Great. So you're in the retirement home these days?
I am. Yeah. I was able to leave for this because my kids came and picked me up.
Oh man. So we're 19 minutes in, 15 apiece. As we did mention, Magebane got a very quick Runed Axe. Now, despite, however, you know, the big first battles went for that Magebane, he's still 4-0. In fact, he's the only hero that has 0 deaths this game. And to that effect, his gold per minute is, right now highest in the game at 360. So a lot of that success for that Runed Axe came simply because 4 kills and almost never leaving that lane for farm. I mean, his creep skill, he killed 97 creeps, top of the game right now, and 4 kills. I mean, he's on fire in terms of farm.
No, he definitely is. Then again, Magebane's almost equal with the farm. The problem is the Magebane does have a Runed Axe, and that just really helps your farm, especially when you've got the mobility that Magebane does. And Magebane comes close in the mobility department, but stock and the move speed and invis, it just doesn't hold a candle to blink. Looks like a TPN, Magebane versus Magebane, just blinks out. Doesn't want to mess with Magebane, it looks like.
Well, neither would I, him looking like that. Oh, what's going on down south? The TP's coming in. Bottom tower's getting hit by this Ward Battalion, as well as the Unholy Expulsion that are coming out from Defiler. So now we're seeing a lot of big strengths coming out here for SureFire Gaming. I mean, Unholy Expulsion, every cooldown has been used on a tower. And then we throw out a battalion of wards. I mean, we still have the Malphus, I think, in check. Yeah, we still have the Malphus, but we also have an Invis, Wretched Hag, actually, with a Word of Revelation. So that Invis is actually totally negated right now. And Magebane, he doesn't care. He's just up here farming. Oh, look at this! Right now, Magebane, big opportunity right here. We still got 2 seconds left. 1 second left on the... Oh, he's going to get out. Big opportunity. Not enough.
Magebane going back to farming, possibly not a good idea. Andromeda Troll in the jungle. Can she find him? Yeah, she finds him, but doesn't get the sun off in time. Magebane just walks away.
Never say never. But yeah, it does look like Pinoy here not very interested in doing anything except farm, which is going to be a great idea. It's going to come back, really nicely in the end game here. Now we do have another TP coming up top, so we do have 2 stuns now at the disposal of Magebane, and I don't know. If Roger plays too offensively here, might come out terrible for him. Wretched Hag in the mid. Oh, not going to be grabbing that tower, as we do have the defensive cliff coming out. In comes the teleport. Not going to be enough. And, oh, I don't know. He's now up against 2 Blink heroes. This Dodger just cannot catch a break right now. Gets the barrel roll off and now has to really retreat. No defense down south, however, as the pushing squad is in full force. And, oh, there goes the defensive cliff there. Roger is still on the retreat. We do have... Oh, looks like he'll be okay. Whew, and we got a tower out of it, which is good.
Very unfortunate for Hag. Looks like she just misclicked her ult or guessed incorrectly. Thought Magebane might have been heading over to those trees and just completely whiffed the ult. And she's got to be a bit upset about that right now.
Yeah, it's up in 90 seconds. I'm sure she'll get over it. But yeah, I mean, that would have been just amazing, right? Blind ultimate into the Madman's face. Yeah, I mean, it would have been brag-worthy. But nope, not today.
Nope, not too much going on right now. It looks like half of both teams are just in the jungle or in or around the jungle. And Voodoo Jester is stacking the Ancients, trying to get some more farm from Magebane, presumably. That should help him out. Which is odd, that's the first time we've seen the Ancients being stacked this game. Even though Magebane had that Runed Axe at 16 minutes, I would have expected that to occur a little bit more frequently and regularly.
So I noticed that Roger here, he has a lot of gold. Actually, he doesn't have a lot of gold anymore. So what did he just buy? At the moment, all I can tell that he has is a Mighty Blade. So he had 2,900 gold, and now he's down to 400. Kind of tells me that he has got himself the combo for the Shrunken Head. Just needs the recipe now, and he'll be good to go. That's just kind of what I'm thinking right now. It could be really big for him.
It definitely will be. And you're probably right. That's what he most likely will be going. It's going to help him out a lot against the, especially Hag ult, Pharaoh ult, and Magebane ult even, because even if you only have 494 mana, a Magebane ult will hit you for 500-600 damage, and that can mean a lot when you've only got 1700 HP. A little bit of action going on. Hag ulting in. Andro stunning, following up Pharaoh ult on Hag. Pharaoh walling in. The Madman, will he get away? He gets away. Andromeda walking off with 2 HP. Madman chalks her down. Voodoo Jester coming in with the ult, taking them all out. Slither Mojo on him. Is he going to live? He lives, thanks to a power supply, and also lots of regen. Oh, and a Shaman's Headdress, didn't even notice that.
Shaman's Headdress, yeah, very useful item, honestly. Typically, though, we do like to see those Helms of the Black Legion instead, but overall, that fight went very swimmingly there for SureFire Gaming. Not only did they get a tower, they actually finally put down that Magebane, lacking up his first death in this regard, and even pushing a little bit here. Now, half health on this defensive tower. Look at this Ward Battalion. Oh, I just love it right now, just tearing apart people left, right, and center, but 19-17 now the score. SureFire definitely in a little bit of a lead here in terms of gold, but look at the experience differential. I'd have to say most of that is really just thanks to the Magebane, because he's been farming up creeps like crazy. 168 creep kills at this point puts Wasp here about 6,000 experience ahead.
Oh yeah, it is mostly on that. I mean, he is level 16. That's 3 levels above Defiler, only a level above Madman, but Madman and Magebane both very high leveled. But you know, there's a lot of experience between level 15 and level 16. So, but yeah, they're down gold but up experience, and that's pretty fair trade, because experience matters a lot, especially when you're at these lower levels. When half your heroes are below level 16, you get those real powerful ults that much faster. You get your third skill leveled up that much faster, and it can really prove to be far more useful than just a bit of gold can. And they are shortening that gold lead. Looks like it's only 283 now. It's not even worth... Oh, now it's 1,000. Got a tower. Swung the other way.
Yeah, even though Wasp is down in kills, this Magebane is really making up for it in terms of experience and farm. His items, with that Runed Axe, he has a Whispering Helm, which he's actually dominated an Ogre Mage for Icy Armor, which is actually a really cool looking effect. He also has himself that Mighty Blade, so I can only assume a Shrunken Head will be in his immediate future as well. Up top, that Unholy Expulsion. I mean, every time it comes up, it's time to go kill something with it. Out goes the Shrunken Head from Dodger, and he's just going to jump right here to the Andromeda with a Malphus dropped right on top of their heads. It does look like he really wants to kill this Pharaoh. We do have the Voodoo Jester go down as well, and just death and madness everywhere for everyone. Even the Magebane coming in here at the top could not take down this Slither, and I don't know, 4,000 gold instantly, 5,000 gold actually instantly gained like that. And with a tower down, only Haig is alive to offer a defense, and this defensive tower, I mean, that's going to be another 1,500 gold in their pockets. So right now, I don't know, big momentum coming out. SureFire Gaming.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to take this down, though. Andro respawning, and that swap can really mess you up if she swaps you, you know, far back into the middle of their base. That's not really a place you want to be this early in the game when, you know, you don't have that much HP, that much armor. So they didn't end up taking it, and then it looks like we're going back to a bit of farming, heal up, possible repush. Or I would say probable repush from tSFg, because that's definitely their apparent strategy. They've got their 2 towers up, and 2 base towers, both at half HP. So getting pretty close to those Raxes. We'll see if we Always Slay Pinoys can keep them off long enough for Magebane to deliver.
I don't know, 2 fights now in a row. Magebane just jumps into the action and he gets slaughtered, 5-on-1. As I said, he might be very strong, but he's not invincible. It does look like we are going to be destroying this triple stack of Ancients in 3, 2, 1. Triple stack of Ancients acquired, and that's going to be a big boost to his experience as well. Right now, 7-1 is the score for Dodger, but we do have Pinoy here, 4-2. So ever since that 4-0, he's only died twice. He is still level 16, but right now, I don't know. This could be enough gold to pick up the rest of that shrunken head. Look at that blind feral ultimate onto the Slither. Beautiful. Picks off chicanery, or however you say it fancily. And I don't know. Big things going down.
Looks like Magebane picked up that DD right before the kill on Slither, and now they're going to use it to take out Kong. Should be able to happen pretty quick, because a DD Magebane draining all that mana from Kong, that's something that's really painful. And you gotta love those little Pharaoh Hellfire rockets when you're fighting a Kong. Or Madman comes in, looks to try to take something out, but not going to be enough because Magebane with a DD hurts way too badly. And they're going to go back to Kong, Magebane TPing away.
Not the best exchange. Not the best exchange at all right there. And Magebane just showing big dominance there as they get the Kongor token. Yeah, definitely going on the Magebane there. Now, you see that icy armor? That's just a cool looking effect. But it's also very useful.
Oh, it is. So cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Kongor. Oh, look at this. Magebane. Very, very backdooring here. But whatever. I mean, he's very powerful, and I don't think anybody can do anything to stop him.
No, I think you're right. And yeah, no, they did. They came in, chased him off just before he got to the 9 range. And if you'll notice, that XP, it's climbed even higher now. We're at 7777 exactly. And the gold switched back surprisingly towards Legion, even though, you know, they did get Kong, and I would expect it to have dropped a little bit more, but we'll see. Still, big advantage on the Hellborn side. 7,000 experience, over 350 gold. That's not enough.
Well, definitely right now the Hellborn are showing their late game potential, as it definitely trumps the Legion at this point. I mean, as I said, the Legion have a very push-oriented team, and right now Magebane is just totally destroying them. I know it doesn't really look like that in the team fights, but he has a ton of extra gold under his belt with a token and now a shrunken head. 2 things we didn't have in those last fights. I don't know if SureFire Gaming can't really get together and end this game in the next 5 to 10 minutes. I think we're going to see a vast outscaling here, as we will see this Magebane just start destroying people left, right, and center. Talking about destroying people, 32 minutes into this game, what kind of big item pickups do we have? I mean, we've talked a little bit about the Magebane, we've talked about Freddy Krueger, but what else does everyone else have here, Simba?
Well, I mean, if you look at the Madman to start it off, he did just pick up a Slayer. Looks like that'll probably turn into a oh man, I forget the name of it.
Savage Mace.
A Savage Mace. There we go, for the true attack. And Defiler, Shaman's Headdress, Helm of the Black Legion. Pretty standard build for a Defiler. Wretched Hag with the level 3 spell shards, which is seriously painful. And a bit of fight going on. Hag blinks in, gets frozen, ults their team. The Mummy Wall traps Madman, but it's not going to be enough to kill him. He gets away. Pharaoh goes down. Hag escapes with 300 HP. Andromeda goes down. Voodoo blown up in a half second. But Magebane equalizing. The Hag blinking back in, taking out a kill. They take out Slither. And now we have Magebane and Madman. Magebane goes down, uses up that token, takes out Kong. No reason to chase down a Madman when you can't kill him.
Huh. So, all those predictions for Magebane outscaling people, I don't know, I thought I saw a 350 crit come out of Madman. That hurts, especially at this stage in the game. So, yeah. Didn't go exactly the way Hellborn thought it would, but people definitely blew up. We saw the hat tricks come out. We see a lot of damage going down here on the Defiler, and now Freddy Krueger is in the line of sight, but we got to be very careful right now. Magebane, he is silenced. Oh, he gets off his shrunken head. I mean, he does not have that token to fall back on anymore. I think we had a dust go off on the Freddy Krueger, but Don't Touch This comes out for that Wretched Hag as she took out that Defiler. And a little bit of damage going down here. Slither has to kind of run away. It does look like he finished up a Barrier Idol. Good pickup. I don't think it's actually going to save him at all right here. Magebane is just trying to stay in range for the experience, or maybe he just wants to snipe off the kill. Not too sure, but I don't know. We saw all the Hellborn die that first fight, and then they rolled out the welcome wagon here for SureFire Gaming, and this is kind of more what I was trying to talk about, but almost had to eat my words there, as I don't know. Four SureFire go down, and now their Ancients being farmed and gone. That's going to be a lot of gold and a lot of experience for Wasp.
Oh, it definitely is. If you look at the advantage now, 14,000 experience and 7,000 gold in favor of Wasp. That is a serious advantage. It's not necessarily game breaking. I mean, it's still anyone's game, but that is significant. And Magebane just farming while everyone else has to respawn. And we're paused for a minute while it looks like Madman disconnected. It's got to reconnect.
So yeah, Madman's still with that Slayer. Has a lot of gold at his disposal. 2,000. That's probably going to pick up the first or the second part of that dual halberds that he needs to pick up for that True Strike mace, so we'll have to keep an eye on them. Hellbringer has a Shaman's Headdress. Seems to be Shaman's Headdress is the name of the Legion game, and we have a Shaman's and a Helm of the Black Legion, as we said, on that very tanky Defiler. And we do have Slither. He picked up that Barrier Idol, so he even went a step further. Barrier Idol with a Glowstone and a Ring of the Teacher. That's a lot of plus armor, if you think about the two different aspects there. Magebane has finished up, obviously, that Shrunken Head. He has that dominating helm, the Whispering Helm, and he just farms. Right now, a Shrunken Head. You have a lot of money when your Voodoo Jester has a Shrunken Head, so he really wants to get off that ultimate on those team fights. Very important that he does. Curse Ground ultimate can really turn the tides on some of the tankier heroes out there. Andromeda, not too secure in her own well-being, has herself a Void Talisman, which is going to be great for, I guess, Madman, since he's really the only one that does physical damage, because we don't really have a lot of plus damage there on the Slither, and he mostly has these wards. Do wards do physical? Okay, well, either way, the Void Talisman doesn't really do that great over time. It's all that upfront damage. Magebane, oh man, he is a monster. Demonic Breastplate for this next team fight.
The team fight that's happening right now, Defiler ults, pushes up the tower, Andro swaps her in, stuns her, Pharaoh ults into their whole team, followed up with a Malphus. Slither gets his ult off before he goes down. Voodoo gets that very damaging ult off, and it looks like 3 of tSFg down. It's about to be 4. It is 4, and Hellbringer gets away. He fled as fast as he could and as hard as he could. Yeah, there's nothing he could have done to save that Glacius, but looks like he might actually not get away either. If Magebane is not hunting him, looks like he's going to take out their Ancients, possibly.
I think he's going straight for the tower.
Oh, he is, you're right.
Demonic Breastplate, I mean, that's plus armor and attack speed, and now with illusions. I mean, yeah. Right now we are seeing the classic late game snowball effect. Magebane is up to 11-2. In fact, he actually has, wow, I didn't even notice this, but 11-15. Actually even outclassing that of Madman with 11-5. So right now, I mean, Pinoy here on the Magebane could very well single-handedly win the game next team fight with a few more hat tricks like what he just pulled off.
Yeah, he definitely could, and yeah, that Demonic Breastplate, all-around good item. What more could you ask for a physical heavy hero? Attack speed, armor for you, negative armor for the enemies. I mean, it is just everything you could ever want in an item, and not to mention it helps you with the backdooring, which Magebane is fairly excellent at with his mobility, because it does give negative armor to the towers.
Just to be clear, when we say backdooring, we just mean he's taking out towers by himself. That's all we mean. Obviously, backdooring would probably be disqualified by the admins who are here, but that is not the same kind of thing that we're talking about. Just to get that out of the way. So, yeah, 38-31 is the time. 28-32 with Wasp actually in the lead. They had a pretty rough start. Their mid game kind of shaky. Their late game seems to be cleaning up right now. And let's go over, as we just watched, we'll watch Magebane die, and we'll go over a little bit here of items. Voodoo Jester, as we did say, has that shrunken head and now a demonic breastplate on that Magebane. Wretched Hag, with those spell shards, which by the way are level 3, has a Coldress Sheepstick, which is a great disable. We saw that used to great effect right now on the Madman. Pharaoh, I did notice this a little bit earlier, Puzzle Box level 3 with Mystic Vestments. So right now, you get trapped in those mummy walls, level 3 minions come out, game over, kid. Game over. And Andromeda, as we did say before, with that Void Taskman, and you got money when Andromeda even starts building towards the Shrunken Head. So, money, money, money. In fact, 17,000 extra gold for the Hellborn with 28,000 experience lead as they go in.
Blinks in on Defiler, doesn't actually take her out, but it's alright. Magebane takes care of it. Can he take out Slither too? He does not take out Slither. Voodoo Jester charging in to get away from the Madman, gets killed in the back of their base. And their push is halted.
Well played, well played. 29-35. I mean, we did get 2 kills there, but the important kill that they need to get is the Madman. Once they can collapse that Madman, basically everyone else folds under the pressure, and as you can tell, they're still here. They want to make it happen. 3 versus 3. Wait. No, okay, yeah, I was going to say, that didn't make sense. Yeah, Andromeda's still coming down. We do have a big push coming out here. Now, I mean, we're late into the game here. We still have a Ward of Sight up from Wasp, which is very important. I mean, Wards of Sight, great usage of vision right there. We do have one here from TDA 101, and he's going to see this Magebane tear Malphus a new one, and it does look like Kongor might be up here on the menu.
It does. We had Madman just check it because he was concerned they might have been taking out Kongor, but I think he still might have that concern. They aren't heading too far away from Kongor. But then again, they aren't trying to stop him either. I think they realize they possibly can't without Defiler, and they take him out completely uncontested. And that's going to be a big blow because that token of life on Magebane, who's already giving your team so much trouble, is, well, double the trouble, basically.
I see what you did there. Symbol of Rage, however, yeah, thank you, Riddick. Symbol of Rage, yeah, on this Magebane. I don't think he's actually going to die again, to be honest.
Yeah, Symbol of Rage, you're right, he probably won't. I mean, that's pretty fun to do. You just flip it on and life drain 400-500 HP a hit. And it's only for 3 seconds, but how many times does he attack in 3 seconds? Let's see. 5 times? He's got 1.81 attacks per second, so.
Yeah, it actually tells you. I've never actually hovered over that. But yeah, almost 2 attacks a second. So that'd be 6 attacks, 400 shot. Yep, that's in his entire health. Yeah. So, deadly. Anyways, 42-21 is the time, 35-29 is the score. Some gigantic numbers of experience and gold in favor of Wasp, who are in a very good position right now to take game number 1. They've completely halted all the pushes coming out of SureFire Gaming. I mean, we did get all the way down here to the last 3 as well as, of course, the shrine. But we haven't actually had any big serious advances in about, well, I would say the last 10 to 15 minutes, which really for a big pushing team, I mean, right now we've completely gone past the prime that you really want the game to go. Like with a pushing team, 30 minutes, really max. Otherwise, you see what's happening here. You see their enemy carry just far outscaling whatever you can do to them. So, I don't know. I think they might be beat, and they might know it.
No, yeah, I think you might be right. If they could get a kill on this Magebane, they might be able to turn it around because their Madman is still a close second, and I'm sure Magebane right now is probably worth about 800 or 900 gold. Split that between the team. It's a nice prize. They did have a little bit of attempted gank on him. It didn't work out too well. He's just too quick, and they were too spread out, and no dice. Bit of an action going on mid. We got Defiler going down. Malph's going in, but it's not going to be enough to turn it around. Fortunately, Magebane can't actually chase because of Hellbringer's slow and Glacius is slow. He just gets kited around, but they go back in, try to ult, and he takes them out anyways. Just too powerful. I believe he 3-shotted the Glacius, so not much you can do about that as Glacius.
That was just a victim of unfortunate timing. We did have Defiler jumped onto by this. Look at this Magebane. No fear. What? Oh, no. Genocide jumps into the fountain. Very entertaining. But yeah, he kind of found the Defiler out alone in the forest, and he had just used the Unholy Expulsion. Chased him down, took him out of the fight, and that really was the big initiation they needed right there. So there's the GG, there's the well played, there's the concede, and that's going to be a game number 2 with Wasp taking the first of the series here at the grand finals of the CyberGamer Australian Open Ladder. So, Simba, any last thoughts there, sir?
No, it was basically like you said a few minutes ago. When you got that push strat past about the 30-minute mark, it's going to go downhill for you, and it's going to go more and more downhill, and as you go downhill, you start rolling faster, and that's basically what happened. And then, ridiculous advantage on Magebane. He got the token, he got the Simba of Rage. He was just unkillable. Just too much to hope for.
Good times. So, we will see you guys in game number 2 coming up here of the CyberGamer Australian Open Finals.